Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Dear students, Assalamu alaikum. I hope students you are doing good. Chapter number 1, Introduction to Statistics continue था. Today lecture number 4, topic variables and types of variables. तो students आपने मेरे चैनल को सब्सक्राइब करना है, अपना फीडबैक जरूर दें. तो let's start a topic variables and types of variables. The contents of this lectures, I will cover these topics. First of all, I will discuss variable and constant. In the second point, I will discuss discrete and continuous variable. In the third point, quantitative and qualitative variable will be discussed. In the fourth point, I will discuss some other terms, population and sample. And the fifth point is parameter and statistics. At the first point, I will discuss what is the difference between variable and constant. Precise definition of the variable is a measurable quantity which can vary from one individual or unit to another is called a variable. For example, income of a household, height of students, weight and age of students, marks of students, prices, quantities, these are the examples of the variable. Any characteristics which can vary from unit to unit, from individual to individual is called variable. On the other hand, constant. A quantity which can assume only one value is called constant. तो स्पेसिफिक वैल्यू जो होगी वो आपके पास एक कांस्टेंट वैल्यू होगी. फॉर एग्जांपल एरिया ऑफ अर्थ, दैट इज अ फिक्स्ड वैल्यू, दैट इज अ स्पेसिफिक वैल्यू. द वैल्यू ऑफ द पाई इज आल्सो अ एग्जांपल ऑफ कांस्टेंट. In the second point, I will discuss the types of variables, which is discrete variable and continuous variable. Discrete variable, a variable which can assume only some specific or limited number of values within a given range is called discrete variable. For example, the number of children per family, the number of students per class, number of mistakes per page. These are the examples of discrete variable. For example, variable x can take only some specific values 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and so on n. For example, number of children per family, it means an family has only 0 children or 1 children or 2 children, etc. Similarly, number of students per class, a class has some number of students, some specific number of students. For example, 20 students, 15 students, 10 students. Similarly, number of mistakes per page, it means that per page has 0 mistake, 1 mistake, 2 mistakes. So variable x can take value 0, 1, 2, 3, so on n. On the other hand, I will discuss the continuous variable, a variable which can assume an infinite number of values within a given range is called continuous variable. तो एक पर्टिकुलर रेंज के अंदर जो भी वैल्यूज पॉसिबल वैल्यूज होंगी वो आपके पास एक कंटिन्यूस वेरिएबल जो है उसमें इंक्लूड होगा. फॉर एग्जांपल, हाइट्स ऑफ 100 स्टूडेंट्स ऑफ अ कॉलेज, weights of 100 students of a college, age of 100 students of a college, etc. These are the examples of the continuous variable. Heights एक ऐसा वेरिएबल है जो कि गिवन रेंज के अंदर आपके पास, फॉर एग्जांपल आपने 60 to 65 इंचेस के स्टूडेंट्स की हाइट्स को अगर कलेक्ट करना है तो ये आपके पास एक गिवन रेंज है और इसमें आपके पास पॉइंट्स में भी आ सकता है. आंसर 60.5, 61.5 inches, 62.5 inches, etc. So these are the examples of the heights, weights, marks, ages, prices, quantities, temperature. These are the examples of the continuous variable. In the types of variables, I will discuss the third point, quantitative and qualitative variables. First of all, I will explain the definition of the quantitative variable. A variable is called quantitative variable when a characteristics can be expressed numerically, such as age, weight, height, and prices. These are the examples of the quantitative variable. In real life, there are so many variables which express numerically, जिनको हम लोग numerics form में write कर सकते हैं. For example, age of a students, which we can write numerics form, इसको हम लोग numeric form में जो है वो write किया जा सकता है. Weight of students, height of students, marks of students, prices, किसी भी चीज के prices, quantities of the quantities, temperature, these are all the variables which can express numerically. On the other hand, I will explain qualitative variable. A variable is called qualitative variable when a characteristics cannot be expressed numerically, such as education, gender, eye color, intelligence, satisfaction, etc. In real life, there are so many variables which cannot be expressed numerically, only its presence and absence can be shown. For example, education levels, metric level, higher secondary level, or उसके बाद bachelor level. Gender, male and female. Eye color brown and green and blue. Intelligence, satisfaction, these are all the examples of the qualitative variable which cannot express numerically, only express its presence or absence. क्वालिटेटिव कैरेक्टरिस्टिक्स इज आल्सो कॉल्ड एन एट्रीब्यूट, इसको हम लोग जो है वो एट्रीब्यूट टर्म्स भी कहते हैं. Qualitative variable has a positive attribute or negative attribute. In the fourth point, I will discuss some other important terms, population and sample. Definition of the term population is a set of individuals, objects or units having some common measurable characteristics is called population. Population is a whole aggregate of any information. For example, number of students in a college is my population, or number of patients in a hospital is also an example of population. A population may be infinite or infinite. It is called finite population if its units can be counted, for example, number of students in universities. So this is the example of finite population where we count the number of students in universities. On the other hand, the population is called infinite when its units cannot be counted. For example, number of stars in the sky, number of points in a line. These are the examples of the infinite population. On the other hand, I will explain the term sample. A sample is a part or subset of a population. Sample आपके पास एक छोटा हिस्सा है, छोटा part है, small part of the population, और इसको हम लोग explain कर सकते हैं sample को, और इसको on the basis of sample जो है वो हम लोग conclusion draw कर सकते हैं about population. For example, to find out the average age of students of a college where there are 1000 students, this is the population. 1000 student is the population, that is population. We select 100 students and record their ages, that is the sample. तो आप लोग उसमें से कुछ स्टूडेंट्स को अगर सेलेक्ट करें और उसको डिस्कस करें तो दिस इज योर सैंपल. So that is the difference between the population and sample. In the fifth point, I will discuss some other important terms which is used in statistics, parameter and statistic. The term parameter is explained as any value which is calculated from the population data is called parameter. A parameter is a specific characteristics of a population. तो parameter आपके पास based कर रही है population data के ऊपर. तो कोई भी चीज आप लोग उसे calculate करते हैं from population data is called parameter. For example, population mean mu is also called parameter. तो population mean के लिए हम लोग notation use करेंगे mu. Population variance, that is sigma square, which is also calculated from the population data. Population standard deviation which is denoted by sigma, which is also calculated from the population data. तो कोई भी आपके पास वैल्यू के स्टैटिस्टिक जो कि आप लोग कैलकुलेट कर रहे हैं पॉपुलेशन डाटा से, तो which is called parameter. On the other hand, statistic, any value which is calculated from the sample data is called statistic. A statistic is a specific characteristics of a sample. तो कोई भी डाटा, आप कोई भी चीज जो आप लोग कैलकुलेट कर रहे हैं फ्रॉम सैंपल इंफॉर्मेशन से, it is included in statistic. For example, I am calculated x bar sample mean, that is sample mean which is calculated from the population data and is denoted by x bar. Biased sample variance s square denoted by s square, और इसको भी हम लोग नॉर्मली जो है वो कैलकुलेट कर रहे होते हैं स्केयर को फ्रॉम सैंपल इंफॉर्मेशन से, सैंपल डाटा से. Biased sample standard deviation is also denoted by s. This is the standard deviation term, और इसको हम लोग जब s यूज करते हैं तो it means that it is calculated from the sample data. So any value which is calculated from population data is called parameter, or any value which is calculated from the sample data is called statistic. In this lecture, some important variables and types of variables and some other important terms have been discussed in this lecture. इंशाल्लाह स्टूडेंट्स आपसे मुलाकात होगी नेक्स्ट लेक्चर में नेक्स्ट टॉपिक के साथ. अपना ख्याल रखिएगा और मेरे चैनल को सब्सक्राइब करें, अपना फीडबैक ज़रूर दें. ओके स्टूडेंट्स, अल्लाह हाफिज़, थैंक यू.